and the king never paid him back. I've waited long enough, said Quackling. So he grabbed the sack for his money and started out towards the castle, calling, quack, 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 I want my money back. Not long after, he came upon a ladder leaning against a wall. The ladder called out, Hey, yo, Quackling, where are you going? To the king for my money. Oh, you going to the king? Well, can you take me with you? Well, I suppose one can never have too many friends. And then Quackling called out, quack, 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 ladder in the sack. And as quick as you can blink, the ladder was in the sack, and Quackling marched on. Not long after, he arrived at a river, babbling through a wood. The river called out,
Quackling, where are you going?
To the king for my money.
To the king? How splendid. Can you take me with you?
Well, I suppose one can never have too many friends. Quack, 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 river in the sack. And as quick as you can wink, the river was in the sack, and Quackling marched on. Not long after, he came upon a beehive, buzzing in a tree. The beehive called out, Quackling, where are you going? To the king for my money. Oh, to the king? How marvelous. Can you take me with you? Now, Quackling's sack was getting full, but he thought there might just be room for one more. So he said, well, why not? One can never have too many friends. Quack, 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 beehive in the sack. And as quick as you can think, the beehive was in the sack, and Quackling marched on towards the castle. And eventually, he arrived. He marched right up to the guards and said, I've come for my money. The guards told the prime minister, and the prime minister told the king, and the king said, Quackling, what is he doing here? Never mind, just put him in the pit. So the guards took Quackling and threw him into the pit. Oh, I'll never get out. But then Quackling remembered the ladder. So he called out, quack, 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 ladder out of sack. And as quick as you can blink, the ladder was out of the sack. Ladder leaned against the wall of the pit, and Quackling climbed out, calling, quack, 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 I want my money back. How did that Quackling get out of the pit? Never mind, just put him in the pot. So the guards grabbed Quackling and put him into the pot. And then they lit a fire underneath. Help, I'm in a stew. But then Quackling remembered the river. So he called out, quack, 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 river out of sack. And as quick as you can wink, river was out of the sack. River flowed and put out the fire. And Quackling climbed out of the pot, calling, quack, 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 I want my money back. How did that Quackling get out of the pot? Never mind, just bring him here. I'll put him in his place. For good. So the guards grabbed Quackling and brought him to the king. The king reached out and tried to get Quackling. Help! This is the end! But then Quackling remembered the beehive. So he called out, quack, 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 beehive out of sack. And as quick as you can think, beehive was out of the sack. Bees rushed from the hive and started to sting the king. They chased him out of the castle all the way to, well, no one knows where, for they never saw him again. Hooray, cried the townspeople. Hooray, hooray, hooray. The prime minister said, oh, Quackling, we never liked that king anyway. So they took Quackling and set him on the throne. They gave him the crown and asked, Quackling, will you please be our new king? Oh, well, I suppose one can never have too many friends. Quack, quack.